In this video today, I want to speak from a place of experience. Having worked with over 50 clients and having spent millions of dollars on Facebook, Instagram, Google, TikTok, Snapchat over the last few years, along with running email campaigns for over 50 clients, we've learned a thing or two, and it comes down to people's understanding of marketing. It's where we see a lot of people slip up, it's where we see a lot of businesses lose focus and ultimately lose faith with their marketing process. In this video, I wanted to cover three things. What is marketing? Why you should use it and the growth of online marketing, and what's to come over the next few years. In the next 25 years, the market is going to triple. So if you're not putting emphasis on your online marketing strategy, you're really going to be falling behind when it comes to the long-term growth of your business. Number three, I wanted to touch on what you should use, how to assess which platforms you should use, and what makes up your marketing funnel and how you align that to your customer journey. So in this video today, I wanted to run through a couple of quick points in relation to why your business should be marketing this year, what it should be focusing on, what platforms, what channels, and why marketing as a whole in an online sense is really important to the overall growth of your business. I think when we start speaking about marketing, we have to look at the definition of marketing itself and online marketing. So digital marketing is the component of marketing that uses internet and online based digital technologies such as Facebook, Instagram, online platforms, coupled with technologies such as your mobile phone, your laptop, digital media and other things to find your ideal customers with your products and services. Essentially, online marketing is the process of finding your ideal customer in a way that positions you above all of your competitors. So what we're trying to do is narrow down on your target market, but reach them in the most cost-effective manner. Pique their interest, get their attention as to who we are, what we do, and how we're the potential solution to their current problem. So what I want to do in this video and how I want to go about it is break down what you're looking for when you're actually running your marketing campaigns, the big importance of running them online versus running them offline, and the importance and the advantages of doing that. And lastly, why should a business use it and what should a business use? So to start at the start, what you're looking for when you're doing marketing is a data-driven approach. You want to be able to assess the opportunities that each platform, each avenue provides for your business, the exposure, the cost, the potential returns. You want to make decisions on data, not emotions. And this is something that we see businesses do a lot. So making decisions based on emotions will lead you to act rashly, cut your campaigns short before they've actually gotten to fruition, and make decisions that really don't come from a place of knowledge. They come from a place of scarcity and fear. The last one is to not be pigeonholed to one platform and be solely exiled to just using that. I've seen so many companies that they want to run ads on Facebook, or they want to feel like they should be running ads on Facebook, but for their particular platform and for the approach that they're using, Facebook takes on a different role. Maybe they're trying to push top of funnel with Facebook, so piquing new interest from customers, from people who've never heard from them. They're driving all of this traffic from Facebook when really it isn't the most effective manner. Maybe their strategy should be based more around the search-based approach, so that they're getting warm leads in and they're actively going after people and getting people into their funnel who are already registering themselves as pre-qualified. So in today's world, the marketing that we want to use, and a marketer with knowledge should be adopting a data-driven approach, can assess the best opportunities or a combination of opportunities for your business, makes decisions on data and not emotion, and is not pigeonholed to one platform, or making sure that you're not solely defined by what your Facebook ad results are, or what your SEO results are, or what your Google ads, email marketing, etc. So when looking at the importance of what online marketing does for your business, all you need to do is look at the example of online versus offline. So I want to highlight the advantages of three areas in which online marketing trumps offline marketing, and how we can use the hyper-specific algorithms and targeting that these platforms present to you to not only reach more targeted customers, but do so in a much more cost-effective manner. So your CPM may differ depending on the platform you use. So Facebook at the moment, its CPM is rising, whereas if you're using TikTok, you're looking at about a quarter of what Facebook's is at the moment. But if you're to compare Facebook to, let's say, running a newspaper ad or to a billboard, you're looking at 5 to 7 times more the cost of reaching 1,000 people on that billboard or advertisement in a newspaper or in your traditional methods. So some agencies, consultants, and other service providers, freelancers can get away with this because what they're doing is targeting, they have a general idea of who they're going after, but ultimately they're just getting lucky. So purely the cost of the audience size to reach 1,000 people in an offline sense versus an online sense shows you how easy it is to reach your target market online. When we're looking at the targeting and when we're looking at how efficient it is to reach your target customers, what I like to do is compare it to a brick and mortar premises. So if I was to say to you over the last year, if you were to have a doorman on your hypothetical brick and mortar premises, what that doorman is essentially doing, and what we're comparing it to, is the Pixel, Facebook Pixel, Google Pixel, all of these that track the whereabouts, information and actions of the users on your website or on your social media. If you're to almost compare that to a doorman, what that piece of code is doing is essentially taking down note of the person, where they're from, the demographics, what their interests are, every time someone walks through that door. So in essence, that doorman is then able to go and call all of those people who visited your store in the last 365 days and say, come back, we have a promotion, or come back, here's another product you might be interested in. So that just highlights the power of online marketing and the precision at which you can operate. What it does, not only can you target people who are hyper specific to your brand and on the assumptions that you've made that they could be a good fit for your product, you can also bring those back and keep connecting with those through multiple touch points across Facebook, Google, email. And now that you've collected their data in a data-driven approach, as we said in step 1, you can then bring those people back, entice them with different offers, with different products, and really start to build a connection with them. So the remarketing, if you're to compare online to offline, someone drives past a billboard, someone drives past or reads a newspaper article, the chances of them being re-engaged with your brand are quite slim. And of that 1,000 people who read it, maybe only 1-2% are actually relevant to your brand. So the cost, the targeting and the remarketing all makes much more sense to be pushing your brand in an online direction. And I think the biggest stat of all is that currently at the moment, between 26 and 28% of all transactions are carried out online. By the year 2040, 2045, they're anticipating between 80 and 90%. That's more than 3 times growth of the current market that is yet to happen. So if you're not gaining that authority, if you're not building that audience online, when it comes to that stage where it's at 85-90% of all transactions carried online, you will then be at the back of the queue. You'll be paying much higher CPMs in an online sense to reach your customer, but you'll also be picking, whatever's left, whoever hasn't built up an affinity to a brand in your particular niche. So just to highlight the 3 differences and the 3 main reasons why you should be pushing your brand in an online sense is number 1, the cost, much cheaper costs, and figuring out a cheap way to acquire traffic will enable you to feed your funnel with highly targeted cheap traffic. 2 is the targeting and the importance that plays, so making sure that the people who look at your brand are hyper specific and are potential buyers. And also thirdly, the remarketing. Remarketing will prove as the main vehicle for reintroducing your idea to people, for getting people to come back to your store, and for getting them used to looking at your brand, reading about you, learning more about you. So those 3 points are really, really crucial in terms of understanding why you should be advertising in an online sense. The final and last step we need to look at when we're looking at what makes up your marketing approach is what you should use. There's an abundance of platforms, an abundance of methods, strategies, and I'm sure you've seen lots of gurus, YouTube videos, and all of those kind of things around what you should use, the next best tactic. When it comes down to it, and when you really boil it down to it, what you need to do is assess your target audience, your target market, where they hang out, what they like to read, what they like to see, what are their main fears, what keeps them up at night, what makes their palms sweaty, all of these kind of things. And you really need to have a deep-rooted understanding of who you're trying to find, how they like to be communicated to, what really piques their interest, because that will then tell you the platform that's the best vehicle for you. For instance, if you're running an e-commerce business and your brand is mainly aesthetic focused, what you're going to be pushing to your potential customers is a way that they can become enticed by your brand through highly curated copy and content so that it piques their interest. It allows them a clear journey through to your website to learn more about it, But that attention grabbing nature and focusing on the aesthetics of your brand, and if it's the aesthetics that your customer wants, say it's a women's clothing brand and you're pushing your new line of evening dresses, you're not going to be just typing a big long copy with some dull creatives. It's going to be highly edited or else well performing organic video content of maybe someone wearing it or the photo shoot that you've done for it, along with some tagline or some sort of enticing copy that keeps it short, keeps it to the point, and directs them through to the website where they can find out more information and shop the collection, learn more about your brand, those kind of things. So what that comes back to is a really deep-rooted understanding of your customer and what they like to see, and coupled with that, what is the best focus for your brand. If your brand is service-based and it's a cleaning business, you're not going to be pushing videos to thousands of people that may not be interested on Facebook. You're going to be using Google search to target people who are looking at house cleaners or looking at cleaning products or whatever it is that identifies them. Because your brand isn't really aesthetic focused, you can then go down the search engine route, and because you're looking for people who are actively seeking these products, it obviously helps to go down the search engine route. When you're looking at what should you use, you want to structure it in 3 ways and look at your funnel. At the top, we have your top of funnel. With top of funnel, we're looking to look for something that's affordable. So we don't want to spend crazy amounts acquiring attention when we haven't proof that our target audience is on that platform. We want to acquire that attention for a reasonable cost. We want it to be consistent in terms of the amount of traffic it brings our business, and identify a way that gets our brand out there for a means that is a balance between the right amount of people at the right cost. When we move to the second stage of remarketing, and what we're looking to do there is really capture that attention. So at the top, we're looking to drive that attention by the best means possible, by the most effective means possible. When we get to middle of funnel, we're really looking to capture that attention, keep them hearing from us for a long time, and increase the multitude of touch points we have with that potential customer. So we're going to really be pushing them to sign up to our email and collect data on that email sign up. We're going to be really pushing them with our Facebook and Instagram retargeting ads, which is probably the main platform that you're going to use for most of your retargeting. And we're also going to be using our social media, our organic social media, our SEO ranking, so that when they Google us or when they look on their social media next, that we're still staying relevant, still staying present, and when it comes to the time when they're looking to buy, or when they're at that time where they're looking to make a decision, that we are present, be it on whatever platform works best for you. So you may find that email remarketing works far more efficient than Facebook remarketing. So what you might be doing is incentivizing people through highly targeted email signups with vouchers or whatever it may be. So your top of funnel, your middle of funnel, and then your bottom of funnel is really where you want to push people towards that last step, which is your conversion. So your bottom of funnel will be for people who've initiated actions such as add to cart, initiate checkout, and they've shown the most intent as to that they want to purchase. So what you're going to be doing is spending, you can afford to spend more on those people because they just need one little bit more of information. They need one little extra thing to get them over the line to become that purchaser. So that's really it for number 3. What you should use is based on your target market, based on the platforms that they hang out, what they like to see, what aligns with your brand focus, so that you can really put those together in a structured funnel that matches your customer journey. So that your top of funnel is on the platform where they spend their most time, where they pique their interest. Your middle of funnel is where you can stay most relevant and where you can build the best connection with them. And your bottom of funnel is where you can create the biggest sense of urgency or feed them that last piece of information to get them to that purchase step. So that step 3 is really, really crucial. And don't pigeonhole yourself to one platform, as we've said in step 1. You really don't, your business isn't defined by the success you have on Facebook ads. It may just play a different role in your customer acquisition process than you may have earlier thought. So in this video, we've covered the 3 steps that you should be really assessing when it comes to your marketing approach. What is marketing and what makes a good approach? Making sure that it's data driven, making sure that you're acting on data, not emotion, making sure that you're coming from a place of abundance, not scarcity, and that you're not pigeonholing yourself to one platform. Step 2 is what the importance of it should be, looking at the cost, looking at the targeting, and looking at the remarketing potential of your strategy and comparing it to an offline sense, and really, really understanding the power of online and the shift that is going to happen in the next few years between that 28% current percentage of all transactions to what is going to be that 80-90% in just over 20 years time, which is, you know, may seem like a long time away, but if the market is going to triple, you have to triple down on your efforts to grow in these markets. The last step we covered was what should you use, how you should use it, and what makes up your marketing mix, essentially. What platforms combine to approach your customers, and what platforms combine to keep your customers interested. So what is marketing, why you should use it, and what you should use are 3 questions that you should really ask yourself coming into this year. Hope that you found this video useful. Really hope that you drop a like below. Plenty more of these videos to come, where we'll share information coming from our millions of dollars in ad spend, coming from working with over 50+ e-commerce businesses, and coming from creating a program which helps you eliminate yourself from your business. I hope to share with you lots more value. Thank you.